RealDeal Spill. RealDeal Spill. RealDeal Facts. RealDeal Spill.
What up, family? It's your Real Deal one, Real Deal Spill, coming with another Real Deal video. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I appreciate if you hit the like button as well. If you're rocking with the content that I provide for y'all, hit the notification bell on the way out. As a matter of fact, go on, hit it now. Alright, now that you hit that notification bell and that like, today we talking about mud fossils. Now, I would explain more to you about what mud fossils is, but I have a bad habit of talking in ebonics and slang, so I would just confuse you. But I found a guy who explains very well what mud fossils are, and his name is Roger Spurr. Check this video out.
Okay, my wonderful friends, this is Roger Spurr, Mud Fossil University. I discovered mud fossils, which are creatures turned to stone, just like this goose, and I have many others, and I have had some of them CAT scanned and DNA certified, and they are human, and some of them are giants. Now, the first person that wrote about our ancient past was Ovid, and he wrote about metamorphosis, which is the transformation of creatures into stone. And here's exactly what he says. It says, I intend to speak of forms changed into new entities. Well, that's kind of vague. It says, accompanying this theme is often violence. Well, that's not vague. Inflicted upon a victim whose transformation change becomes part of the natural landscape. That's what I've been showing for years. And nobody could ever imagine this to be true until mud fossils proves it. It's possible. Now, let's look at the evidence that shows it. And then, because I know Ovid is extremely valid now, and he has an unbelievable amount of work, and we are going to start right with the creation, because I believe he understood the creation, and I believe is exactly what he's saying. Chaos, and then the ages of mankind, the flood, I know about that. Deucalion, who is Noah. Pyra is his wife. It goes right down through the whole entire beginning of the earth and how all of these players interacted to get to where we are now. And he ended up, he was born a year after Julius Caesar died, I think, right in that area. Anyway, we got a lot of work to do. I want to go through all this whole thing. We're going to look through everything. So subscribe. Tell everybody you know to subscribe. Keep following this. I'm going to start right off with the creation. The next one is going to be about the creation. How did this all happen? Where was the earth flat at one time? Everybody's, oh, the earth was flat. Well, guess what? I think it was flat at one time. And even as I was watching NASA, I think it was, well, let me see if I can find a clip. They claim, well, they understand accretion. If you have to understand a spinning, spiraling, chaotic swirl of material, it's flat. It's not big and round. And eventually, if it concusses enough with what's around it, it condenses and heats up and condenses, and then poof, it turns around. And at that time, it rains. And that's when we had the flood, Deucalion, Pyra. We got lots to work on. Okay, my wonderful inquisitive friends, you want to know about our history? Let's talk about our history. This is what happened, and Hesiod and Ovid specifically wrote about it in Metamorphosis. But you can see, this is red blood. This is tendinous material, which is from the tendon, which is identical to what's in you. Plus, this is the structural part of an arm, which is your muscle and your bone area in the center and so forth, which this was a creature that was turned into a statue. All right, it's extremely obvious what I just showed you. The red fleshy muscle stuff erodes and all rots away, but the tendon is tough as tough as can be. It's considered CaCO3, calcium carbonates, and they're literally limestone. And when I say they're literally limestone, that's the stuff that's really tough on Earth. And then this turns really into mud. The red fleshy stuff, which has a lot of bloody, oozy sort of sarcomeres, are very, very broken up little tiny bits and pieces, and they go along with the blood and they turn into clay. I personally have this on my property, which is a giant fingertip. That's the fingernail. That's the blood, the vein and artery that supply this. And if you look at the hand of Hercules or something Hercules, there's a fingertip, and you'll see the same blood vessels in there where it's cracked at where it bends over. I think it was a real creature, and a lot of them were real. And they turned these giants into landscape. It says, that's exactly what it says in Ovid, Metamorphosis. Now, that's where the bone was. This I broke off, and it has the fingerprints underneath. I'll show you. And it was sent off for DNA testing. When you break off and you see the blood vessels, you can go up inside the artery and take the blood and send it off. I mean, it's not really like blood. It's more or less of a particulate. But blood is absolutely unbelievably tenacious. It lasts forever. If you think I'm kidding about blood lasting forever, this lung I had DNA certified, and I was the one that removed the DNA samples, and I drilled a hole in here somewhere. I think it was right in behind here, up into where the red bloody spot was. I took that stuff, put it in, I was very careful the way I did. I'm not a moron. I just did it correctly, and I sent it off. This one here, it was underneath the mud. When impacting mud in the correct conditions, it has to be the right pH, a lot of conditions have to be right. But this is a lung. These are the alveoli of the lung. Here they are right there. Right? Now, what is this? It's blood that gushed out of that lung. It's all over the place in these mud fossils. And I have so much more to show you that shows that literally everything is biology. Okay, my friends, this is supposedly was made like in the 1500s. Well, maybe they were doing it in the 1500s. I don't know, but I can tell you what. This was a giant, and this is kaolin clays, which are your facial skin clays, and it's emitting some reddish biology here and there. And then if you look at the leg, you're going to see there's an arterial area, or a blood vessel area over here. And wherever you see red and black, it's vein and artery blood. And he's got things growing out of his legs, growing out of they grow out of blood supplies. And, they made these things pretty well to last. I mean, they lasted a pretty long time, but they're starting to deteriorate now. They're falling apart.
Now, after that Roger Spurr video, I'm going to assume that you fully understand what mud fossils are. I showed you a few pictures in the beginning of this video, but I'm about to show you more. Check these out. Okay, now I'm a firm believer that some of these movies are made to try to tell us the truth on the low. Even in this movie called Noah, listen to what this rock person says.
The Creator formed us on the second day, the day He made the heavens. We watched over Adam and Eve, saw their frailty and their love. And then we saw their fall, and we pitied them. We were not stoned then, but light. It was not our place to interfere. Yet we chose to try and help mankind. And when we disobeyed the Creator, He punished us. We were encrusted by your world. Rock and mud shackled our fiery glow. Still we taught mankind all we knew of creation. With our help, they rose from the dust, became great and mighty. But then they turned our gifts to violence.
Yeah, that's something to think about, ain't it? Man, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think, man. Do y'all think these mud fossils was once giants that was alive? Or do you just think it's all just far-fetched and fake? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, hit the notification bell if you rocking with my content. And that's all for today. I'm out. Peace.
RealDealSpill. RealDealSpill. Real deal facts. RealDealSpill.